Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Night Phase, bringing you my top 10 best films, in my opinion, of the year. My personal favorite films of 2018 list. So we're gonna rank them from 10 to 1. I love all these films. One being the best one I've seen all year, of course. I won't do a top 10 worst films. I mean, there were pretty bad ones, but I go out of my way not to go see terrible films. I try to avoid them, but there are a few stinkers that I've seen this year, but mostly disappointing films. Right off the bat, I'll tell you which ones I was personally disappointed with, which was The Predator for one, Venom, and Solo come to mind. But those are the most disappointing films. I mean, yeah, I didn't think they were all that great, but there are far worse films. I acknowledge that. Trust me. But just man's personal opinion, so there you have it on that. But we're gonna focus on the positives of this year, the films that I thoroughly enjoyed, that just wowed me, that gave me the best theater going experience. Actually, except for one, I had a pretty bad theater going experience, even though I enjoyed the movie. But the second time around, when I went to go see it a second time, I did enjoy it more. But yeah, guys, we're gonna dive into it. So let's go. Let's do it. Here we go. Number 10, Upgrade. This is the most underrated film, most overlooked film of 2018. If you have not seen this movie, please, I implore you, go watch this movie. Give this movie a chance. Buy it digitally. Buy it right now. It's on sale. I think on Best Buy. Own this movie or rent it. Like it's so good. It just completely like wowed me. Like I was not expecting much going into this. It's a great like indie sci-fi action horror thriller in a sense. Good revenge story as well. And a lot of people say this, but I kind of see why. Upgrade is the better version of Venom. If you think about it, if you know going in, seeing the film, what it's all about, you go, yeah, that was a better version of Venom because of the dynamic between man and machine, hearing the voice in his head. And Venom had a similar thing with Eddie and Venom talking to Eddie, but here it's better. Trust me, it's more riveting to watch. And Logan Marshall Green, he's been known as Tom Hardy's clone or discount Tom Hardy or Tom Hardy Jr. Whatever. Yes, he does look like Tom Hardy, but man, this guy stands on his own. And you know what? I would like to see more of this guy. Logan Marshall Green, just a fantastic, underrated actor. He's really what drove this movie home for me because I cared so much about his character Gray. He suffers something tragic in the beginning, and he's paraplegic. He's paralyzed, and those scenes where he's on the wheelchair and he's crying, he's tearing up, thinking about his wife and all that. It really got to me on such a personal level that I was really rooting for his character and his interactions with STEM, the chip. Basically, what the movie's about is that he gets in an accident, something tragic happens to him, and he goes on revenge with this STEM technology chip. They put it on the back of his neck, and he's able to walk. And this chip enhances all his abilities. It basically controls him in a sense. And I really like the voice of STEM. It reminded me of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Hal, I cannot do that, Dave. Yeah, it was so good, and the action, everything, the body horror, it had a RoboCop feel to it, the dystopian future look, and I love that what Lee Winnell did here. I would love to see a sequel, honestly. Upgrade 2, please make that happen. Oh man, I would love it. It's just one of the biggest surprises of this year. I tried my damn hardest to keep it in my top 10 spot. That's how great Upgrade is. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. And the ending, the twist, whoo, it just made the movie all the better for me. I didn't think they would go down that down that route. Sorry, it was dark, it was ominous, it was very fitting. You get the duality of a light and a dark-hearted kind of ending, and that was just so brilliant. And I love the score that played towards the end of that scene, and it just stayed with me. Definitely one of the best films of 2018. Upgrade. If you have not seen it, watch it immediately. All right, number 9, The Incredibles 2. Was it worth the wait? This long, you know, dragged out sequel. Everybody was just waiting for this for years, for a decade. And I have to say, yes, it was worth the wait. Is it better than the first one? I still don't know. I think it is in terms of the way the animation looks. It looks way better than the first one because the first one's animation looks dated. I did like the villain and the storyline a little bit more in Incredibles 1 than in 2, but still, Incredibles 2 was so good. It was great seeing the Parr family back. Jack, Violet, Mr. Incredible, Elastic Girl, all of them. Samuel Jackson voicing Frozone. Frozone is so great. Ignore that. I hate it when that happens. Anyway, we're gonna keep rolling. Yeah, it was just a great time. Incredibles first one is one of my favorite animated films, and yeah, the sequel paid off. And I like the exploration of more, heroes. We got to see more heroes, like Boyd creating those portals. I was pretty cool. Yeah, I want more. Yeah, so Brad Bird, director Brad Bird, you need to get on Incredibles 3 because the way you ended this one, you got to make Incredibles 3. You cannot have us waiting like 2 decades. Like, I'm going to be too fucking old. Or maybe by then I'll have kids of my own, so it'd probably be perfect timing. But still, I don't want to wait that long. It was so enjoyable, it was so much fun. We need more Edna mode. We need more of her. She's my favorite character. I love her. Yeah, and the action looks great, the animation, everything about it. It's like set in the 1950s, but then they got this futuristic technology going on. So I like that aspect of the film. And yeah, superheroes and a Pixar film, it all meshes well. And I would love to see this family back in action soon. So please make an Incredibles 3. Please make the third one. I can't stress that enough. All right, moving on. Number 8, Black Panther. Yes, some people say, oh, it's so overrated. And I feel like the reason for that being is the Rotten Tomato score. It had it like at 98, 99%. People need to stop fucking going to Rotten Tomatoes like it's their Bible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop with that shit. Like, who gives a fuck what Rotten Tomatoes, gives it? As long as you feel like it's a 98% or 80%, like, fuck it. That's why I don't go to Rotten Tomatoes no more. I just fuck that. Like, there's my little rant on Rotten Tomatoes. I just don't rely on that source or Metacritic or none of that shit. Like, I mean, I still look at it and be like, okay, that's where it's at, whatever, and that's it. I don't make a big deal about it. Like, 98%, this fucking film better be perfect from a T. Like, it better be a 10 out of 10 on all the categories. Bringing in my own little checklist. Cinematography is good, editing, CGI, like all that shit. Stop. Like, I just feel like that hurt Black Panther a lot, and yeah, and in a way, I could kind of see why it's overrated a little bit, just a little bit. My only issue, really, with the film was the CGI towards the end. It got a little Spider-Man 3-ish when Killmonger and T'Challa, especially when they're like fighting, punching each other all the way down, the vibranium black hole or whatever. Yeah, yeah, that's CGI. And the rhinos too. What was? Do we need CGI rhinos? Anyway, that's it. The story was compelling. One of the best, deepest, most emotionally compelling Marvel stories that's ever been told. Killmonger was a very sympathetic villain. You understood his motivations. Michael B. Jordan really knocked it out of the park. That line that he says, "Bury me with my ancestors in the ocean." Oh, that shit hits hard, man. That's why I really like Black Panther a lot. And him, like the messages, the themes, the social commentary, with racism and race and all that. I really dug it, and the cast is outstanding. Um, yeah, I really like these characters. I really love Shuri, Nakia, Okoye. Um, Man, the cast, the actors did a fantastic job. Chadwick Boseman was great, um, as well as everybody was. It was great seeing all black, African American led cast in a Marvel film, and that's something so special, and it just says a lot where we at, and it's a step forward in the right direction. And I would like to see more movies like that, that representation in films, and we got a lot of that African American like social commentary on racism and delivering those messages home. That's very important. Films like Blind Spotting. I still need to see Sorry to Bother You. I believe I still need to see that one. I still need to see The Hate You Give, but I think there should be more movies like this. So to see that in a comic book film is truly remarkable and extraordinary. I really appreciated every second of it. I loved it. It was great. It was one of the best theater going experiences. Um, seeing it in a packed theater with African Americans, just embracing this hero, T'Challa, stepping up to be king of Wakanda, and then going through the trials and error of that, and knowing that there's a bigger world out there, that they need to use their resources to help out their people around the world, and that's where Killmonger comes in, and you understand his motivations. When he says things like, I want to arm my brothers and sisters to fight their oppressors. It's just deep stuff, man. I really feel that movie. I really feel that movie's message. And I feel like a lot of people overlook it and just, because it's an MCU film, they're like, well, it's not the best. I still like Thor Ragnarok better, which is fine. I mean, yeah, Thor Ragnarok is a lot of fun, It doesn't have those messages in it. And I feel like people, I don't know. I just feel like people, when it comes to those kind of messages, they tend to get, a bit pushy, like hesitant, like, ooh, I don't know if I like that because it doesn't really pertain to me, or it's just too much or in your face. And I don't feel like it comes off like that at all, especially if, they're stating facts. If it's some real talk, then I have no problem with it whatsoever. But yeah, I really love Black Panther. It's one of my favorite MCU films, and I rewatch the hell out of it. I really do. I enjoy it. Okay, where are we at? Number seven. If I can remember what number seven is, guys. Blind Spotting. Boom. There we go. Blind Spotting. Uh, this film is very important. If you have not seen it, you have to watch it. Great social commentary on, racial profiling. Davine Diggs did an outstanding job. I think he wrote the screenplay for this film. And his friend, his real life friend, he did a good job as well. And this film absolutely floored me. Especially there's a scene towards the end where he does like this freestyle rap towards a certain character, and I was completely riveted and speechless, and it's one of the most powerful scenes of this year, and it will stick with me for the longest. This film didn't. It got a wide release or maybe a limited release, but it wasn't in theaters much. People need to go see this movie. You have to go see this movie. Some friends of mine started saying that you can watch Blind Spotting on Amazon Prime for $1.99. You can rent it for that cheap, for $2. And if you do have Amazon Prime, please, I implore you, go see this movie. Blind Spotting is one of the most important films of the year, and it's just a true eye opener. Um, yeah, like from beginning to end, I was just captivated with Davine Diggs' character, him going through everything that he goes through, and then that conversation he has with his friend about how everyone sees him a certain way, but they should be looking at him that same way that they depict him, because they depict him as this like gangbanger, thug kind of guy, and he's really not. He's a good guy, really, who has a good heart, who has good intentions, who just wants to do good. Is his friend who's all loped out and fucking wild and ready to pop off and do crazy shit, and he's not about that, but he remains loyal to his friend because that's his best friend growing up. And I could kind of relate to that because I had a friendship kind of like that where I had a friend who was kind of like a hothead or whatever, and then he was like my ride or die. That's my homie, but I realized, like, I had to cut ties because he's just bringing me down. And that movie really portrays that really well, so realistic. So it really hit close to home in that regard. And as well as, with the whole cop issue, racial discrimination, racial profiling, you know, um, gunning down suspects for no reason. And it's so tragic because it continues till this day. So this is very important film. You have to watch Blind Spotting. Go watch Blind Spotting as soon as you can. It's truly remarkable. All right, number six, Searching. with John Cho. What the hell? This movie came out of nowhere, and it's kind of like the a found footage type film, but it's filmed through like a computer. So you see the screen of the computer throughout the whole film, and such an interesting way, and to also revitalize the found footage genre in such a way. It was so refreshing to watch, and it just made it all the more real while it was happening, and it felt like a Hitchcock suspense thriller. Like you, oh my god, this movie had me guessing. I don't know where the movie was going. This has to be one of the most unpredictable films I've ever seen. I was like white knuckling. I was on the edge of my seat. And yeah, he wins Father of the Year. John Cho is the Father of the Year. He is hell bent on trying to find out what happened to his daughter. Why did she go missing? And he does not accept that she just simply ran off. And oh man, his performance is great in this film. Shit, man, I was just glued to the screen, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Why is this happening? Well, and it's kind of scary if you think about it. Like most parents don't really know. Ignore that fucking phone. Most parents don't really know, anything about their kids. Their whole like lifestyle and everything that they're into is on social media. It's on the computer, and most parents they don't even pay attention to that. And it's not when he starts investigating, going through, everything that she goes through in like Facebook and Tumblr and all this shit. He starts finding out he really didn't know his daughter, what she was going through. Man, it just blew my mind, especially the twist towards the end. I was like, what? Holy shit, did not see that coming. Searching. It's one of the best, well crafted thrillers I've ever seen. Whoever this director is, yeah, make more movies, please. And whoever the screenwriter is, it's just brilliant script. And John Cho, man, holy crap, make more films. You are just a phenomenal actor. Yeah, Searching was one of the best. All right, number five, reach the top five. Creed 2, baby. That's right, and it's my favorite Rocky movie now. As you know, it's funny. Someone said you're crazy for liking Creed 2 because everyone likes Creed 1, which is fine. Which is funny because that same guy, he loves Aquaman. He thinks that's the best like DC film, and he says something about like the Dark Knight, and I'm just saying. But anyway, no, I respect his opinion and stuff. But yeah, like Creed 2, man, this film, I had a huge smile on my face watching this film the whole time. Like they could have easily gone down the cheesy route. I can't stress that enough because of they're basing it off the Drago storyline, Rocky 4, come on. I mean, it's so nostalgic and dear to my heart, and it has one of the best training montage sequences. But the story at its center, it's not good. It's really cheesy, and it's the most pro-American, movie you'll see. Like, yeah, fuck yeah, America, fuck yeah, Rocky going in there, beating a huge Russian, Terminator-like soldier, and ending the Cold War. I'm like, what the fuck? But in Creed 2, they use the best part of that storyline, and with Apollo Creed dying, the most tragic part. I'm sorry, and they utilize it so well here for Adonis, to go back, to take this fight, and he really didn't need to, but he came back down. It's like a pride thing. It's like and his conversations with Rocky are so good. And this has, in my opinion, the best final boxing match I've ever seen. I was just cheering. And, Tessa Thompson and Michael B. Jordan have such great chemistry. I love all their moments together. Even when he proposed to her, it's so endearing and sweet. And I love Creed 2. I love Creed 2 so much. And this is why Creed 2 trumps Creed 1, in my opinion. Because Creed 1, you got that. The Irish guy, Conor McGregor wannabe, that he fought, and he wasn't physically imposing at all. I mean, just by looking at the guy, and it wasn't as engaging as it was in Creed 2. It just everything was on the line, being that it was Drago's son. And I really like Dolph Lundgren, and I'm loving that Hollywood is finally using Dolph Lundgren. What is this? Because he was an Aquaman, which is fucking great. Please use more Dolph Lundgren. I mean, the guy still has it. He looks like he hasn't aged a bit. Um, but I love seeing Drago back, his conversation with Rocky in his restaurant, all that. And then his son, his relationship with his son, him being the one, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but him doing something that you wouldn't expect him to do towards that final, fight between Adonis and Drago's son. Just completely blew me away. Yeah, Creed 2 was amazing in my opinion. The best one, in my opinion. So, number four, let's see. Number four, A Star is Born. Okay. Oh man, talk about just emotionally devastating. This film left such a profound impact on me once the film was over, and it was such a unique experience. I saw it in Dolby Digital, Dolby whatever Atmos, I think, in AMC, which is the best way to watch this film. I saw that. Um, it was an opening night. I actually got to see an advanced screening of it, and it was amazing. It felt like a true concert experience. And Bradley Cooper should get Oscar nominations as well as Lady Gaga. I mean, holy crap, Bradley Cooper! Bravo to you, sir. You outdid yourself in directing, in acting, in like oh my god, everything about it. Like the sound design, the sound mixing, the sound in general when the music hits, it hits hard, like it's supposed to. You feel like you're in an actual concert, and I like the concert locations. They actually use actual concert locations, which I really appreciated. So you're just in it, when they're performing on stage. And I love the and Lady Gaga. Oh my god, I'm hearing some people saying like, well, I don't think Lady Gaga was good because think about it. This is basically Lady Gaga's life. Yeah, get the fuck out. I don't agree with that. I'm sorry. I think she deserves to win Best Actress. It's the best female-led role I've seen all year. And who cares? Yes, if it pertains close to her life, you know, she's all the better for that role. That's the reason why she's so damn good. And I'm okay with that. What's wrong with that? And not only that, but just the way she conveyed emotion and her back and forth with Bradley Cooper. The chemistry was there. It's always been there. You can even see in the interviews. It's like, why don't they just get married right now? I know they got their spouses and stuff, but I'm just saying that's how good it was. It was so electric. Man, I was completely blown away by their performances, and I just felt like I was just watching their lives unfold before my very eyes. Like these people legit existed, like they were actual people. And I love the rise and fall of her career. I love all that. Bradley Cooper battling, his addiction, his inner demons. Man, I just love this movie so much. The songs, too. Best soundtrack of the year. No contest, no argument needs to be made about that. It's easily the best soundtrack of the year. Listen to Shallow. Go listen to Shallow. Okay? In the shallow. I listen to it on repeat like all the fucking time. I love the soundtrack to A Star is Born. The songs, the performances, everything about it. I hope it wins Best Picture. I hope it wins Lady Gaga Best Actress, Bradley Cooper Best Director, Best Actor. Yeah, I'm all for it. A Star is Born. Yeah, out of all the Oscar nominated films, A Star is Born, I feel like should just sweep the Oscars, in my opinion. So, all right, now coming in number three, we hit the top three people. All right, originally I wasn't gonna put this on my number three, but I was thinking about it and I seen it twice in theaters, and I said to myself, you know what? This needs to be in the top three because Mission Impossible Fallout comes at number three. This film, Tom Cruise is a madman. He's a fucking legend, and I love him all the better for it. I mean, damn, this dude is in his 50s and he's jumping over fucking buildings and doing like 10-mile just runs like nonstop. Like, holy crap, man. I love seeing action films that, do action choreography and stunts so well and they risk it all. And this film is a great representation of that. Just completely thrilled from start to finish. Yeah, this is easily up there with Mad Max Fury Road as one of the best well-crafted action films ever made. Holy crap, this is definitely the best Mission Impossible. Yeah, I was expecting a fun time, but I had a blast with this film. Saw it twice in the biggest screen you can, and I think it's the best 4K quality um, looking film that you can get. So definitely add Mission Impossible Fallout to your collection if you don't own it yet. I love Henry Cavill as well as the character Walker. He was really good as a foil to Ethan Hunt. Simon Pegg is always great. So is Vin Rames, Rebecca Ferguson, just a great cast in general. It was great seeing the villain of Rogue Nation return, Solomon Kane. Kudos to the actor. He did a fantastic job. The motorcycle chase sequence, the Halo jump, that bathroom fight was one of the best bathroom fights since True Lies. With that Asian guy, holy crap, he just whooped the asses like he was throwing them through wind mirrors and walls, and he just ripped the pipe at one point and started using it as a hammer. It was intense. It was crazy. Then Tom Cruise broke his ankle filming one of the stunts and kept going. Bravo to you, sir. This film had the best action sequences that I've seen in a long time. And every time I watch it, it's so thrilling, highly rewatchable. So that's why it makes my number 3 spot. Mission Impossible Fallout. If you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. Like seriously, it's so good. All right, here we go. Number 2. My number 2 and number 1 might shock you if you don't know what my list is already. But my number 2 is actually Avengers Infinity War. What? What? I know it's crazy because you look, there is the poster right there. So Avengers Infinity War. Let me put the camera right there. Avengers Infinity War is number 2. This is easily the best movie going experience of my life. Saw it opening night, packed crowd, full of Marvel fans, and after the movie was over, not one soul stood up. We waited till the after credit scene because everybody was in shock, in dismay. We're just like, "What happened?" It's the snap heard around the world, people. The fact that the MCU just had the balls to do that just floored me and just wowed me. And I knew it was a possibility, but just seeing it play out is truly shocking, especially seeing it for the first time. This film I rewatched like countless of times, probably well over like 20 times already by now. I watched and in theaters. I think I watched it 5 times in total. The most film I went to the theaters back to back to see it. Yeah, you already know. I'm a huge comic book fan, Marvel, DC. MCU has never let me down, never has, and I don't think they will. So yeah, I was emotionally invested with all the characters. Seeing them all in the screen on screen for the first time working as a team was what the fuck? It was so mind blowing. It was so fucking epic. I'll never forget seeing Iron Man, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man and the Guardians working together to stop Thanos. That whole fight sequence, on Thanos' home planet was just like, oh my god, it was just truly remarkable. And of course, the Wakanda battle, Wakanda forever, like Black Panther, Captain America running, just sprinting, the 2 fastest, MVPs of the Avengers team. Oh my god, that was badass. And then Thor's entrance, people. Thor stole the movie. As soon as he lands on Wakanda, grabs that hammer, the Avengers theme just kicks in. You're just so hyped. My entire theater was in an uproar. Like, yeah! It was like you were watching the fucking Super Bowl live for the first time or something truly extraordinary. Bring me Thanos. When he brought the hammer down, the electricity went everywhere, and everyone's fucking minds exploded. Yeah, I can't stress that enough. It was the best, and it's currently my number 1 favorite MCU film for just so many standout, crowd pleasing scenes. Just holy crap, man. Yeah, I loved it. But that begs the question: what is my number 1 favorite film of the year? I know it's crazy, but I will try my best to explain. And it goes: my number 1 favorite film 2018 goes to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. made my number one, and I didn't think it would. I went to this movie with kind of like medium, like low to medium expectations because one, it's Sony, so I was like, and two, I don't like animated films in particular. Like when in terms of ranking which movies I liked for every year, and then there's an animated film that I liked that came out. I always put animation, like animated films, at number 10, number 9, but this had to be number 1 because the animation here is one of a kind. It really just, what the hell? Like, I've never seen anything like it. It looked like a comic book come to life on the big screen. I was just like, wow. Like, it just entranced by the visuals and just the art style. Like, what the hell? It looked like the graffiti at one point that Miles was spray painting with his uncle, and just the story of Miles Morales just was done so well. It really captured what makes Spider-Man great. I think it's the best Spider-Man film ever made, and it trumps Spider-Man 2 because that used to be my favorite number 1 Spider-Man film was Spider-Man 2 with Sam Raimi Spider-Man. But this one just outdid everything. I love Stanley's cameo. It was emotionally wrapped up in the story. There's a lot of twists and turns I didn't expect coming. Prowler was a very menacing villain. Kingpin was a really good villain. I love all the Spider-Man characters. Peter B. Parker in particular was great. Yeah, seeing all the different incarnations of these characters. Spider-Ham, Spider Noir, Nicolas Cage. Oh man, he had the best line. Sometimes I like to light a match and let it run down my fingertips just as I can see if I feel something. I love that. Spider Gwen Stacy was great. Yeah, I love the guys. This movie is flawless in my opinion. I really don't find anything wrong with this film. Like if I really had to nitpick the hell out of this movie, I still couldn't find any flaws. Like Infinity War, as much as I love that movie and I have my MCU biased beer goggles on for that movie to death, I still have to admit that in Infinity War, when the moment Star-Lord hit Thanos, always bugs me. Like the fact that Doctor Strange went forward in time and he saw 14 million possibilities. You can see that possibility and not prevent it. Like stop Star-Lord from fucking shit up. So yeah, that whole bit with Star Lord messing up the plan to take Thanos' gauntlet, it just bothered me. But I'm just saying, like in comparison, towards Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse, I really didn't have no nitpicks or see any flaws with the story. It just flowed better, in my opinion, and it just gave me the most emotional feels watching it, being a longtime Spider-Man fan. Yeah, it gave me that nostalgic feeling of watching Spider-Man the animated series for the first time, when I was a kid. I felt that way watching Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, doing justice to Miles Morales' storyline and what it truly means to be Spider-Man. The suit always fits, and I love that movie so much. I've seen it twice, and I can't wait to see it more times. And it truly is the heart of 2018 Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse. I can't praise it enough, guys. That's why it's my number 1 favorite film of 2018. Thanks for watching as always, guys. That's going to wrap up my top 10 favorite films of 2018. Happy New Year to all you guys. Thank you for all the love and support for this channel. And a huge shout out to all my followers and friends that I've made for the love and support you've shown me on the Stardust app. I love you guys so much, and I look forward to 2019. And yeah, hopefully you guys stick around and continue being great, and I'll keep doing what I do best. And it's just great meeting a community of people like me that share the same love and passion for films. So thanks, guys. You're the best. Yeah, so if you're finding my channel for the first time, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in 2019. As always, have a good one.